Alright, everybody, welcome back to the 31st episode of the Michelle and Tony show. On our last episode, we basically talked about who really wins in this life. We gave you our takes on whether it is the hustlers, the lovers, or the pretenders. Personally, for me, I felt that the only person that wins was the pretenders, and their win is also short-lived, right? So, for this particular episode, we are going to be talking about the conversations we avoid having, but we should all have, right? I repeat, the conversations we avoid, but we should all have. All right. So, Tony, what do you basically understand by the conversations we avoid, but we should have?
What I understand from this topic is the conversation that we all
Oh,
will
you
choose
avoid.
to avoid.
Yeah.
We should all have it. I hope
Yeah.
I understand. Hope I understand.
So, what do you think this type of conversations are like? Like, first, what do you think this type of conversations are? Why do you think people avoid it, and why do you think we should have it?
Okay. The kind of conversations that people avoid are those that are those true conversations.
Yeah.
Like the main conversations, the ones that you're meant to have. That's
Okay.
those deep ones, those ones that they feel like it might would I say maybe affect the other person's negative or something like that. They
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
it might hurt the other person, but then that's the kind of conversation we're supposed to have. Because those kind of conversations they build trust. Not
Okay.
not just the fake conversation, not just the hi, hey, hi, hello, how's your day been? No. The conversations that has to do with you understanding the other one's personality, telling them this is what I like and this is what you don't like. But getting to know the other person, on a very, softer note and like a much more deeper do you understand? That's the kind of conversation we're supposed to be having, right? With friends, family, and loved ones. We're supposed to be having conversations if you want to build trust between people. That is what we're supposed to have. But society has made it in a way that it's the vague ones that are normal and those ones are not the normal ones,
Yeah.
right? And those vague kind of conversations they always lead into misunderstanding between the other. So you might think that this is what this person likes, but you don't know. You always have yourself guessing.
Sorry, can you give me an understanding of what fake conversation is?
Okay, so like vague conversations, just basically conversations I would just say they don't really hit anywhere. They're just like it's a normal like just basically what you term a normal
Normal
conversation.
conversation, yeah.
Like hi, hello, how's your day been?
Yeah.
This kind of things,
Then
right?
eventually you guys start complaining about maybe the weather
Maybe the
or a
weather
lecturer
and
or something
exactly
like that.
lecture or something like that. And then you basically think this is how this person is, or you think this is how this person is. You don't know who this person is. This kind of conversations leave you guessing on what kind of person that person's personality is.
Yeah.
And then it leads to going into relationship with that person and having expectations without knowing who that person
That person
actually is.
actually is.
Do you understand? So these are the kind of conversations we're supposed to be having. Deep, meaningful conversations that have a way that it strikes the person, a way that it brings the person to earth, and like the person has the what's it called? The is giving that avenue to basically spill and say his mind, say what he
Okay,
feels, say
yeah.
his basically. And sometimes it might come as condescending because sometimes this kind of conversations really would, sometimes like strike pains in the
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
It might not be the best kind of conversations to have, but it is the rightful kind of conversations to have. So that's where people that's where people draw the line, and I think that's the problem that people have.
Okay. I mean, for me personally, I feel that the major reason, I mean, even myself, I think I'm even inside this boat, right? Yeah, I'm going to use myself as a case study, right? So, the kind of conversations that I know I'm supposed to have, but avoid having it. Number one, the reason why I avoid it, number one, it might kind of spark a type of should I say conflict, something like that. Like it will the atmosphere between me and that person will basically change, right? Remember when I told our friend about how he's not doing things and how he's not taking his life very seriously.
I mean, your friends have told that, and so like I don't know which one different.
You know who I'm talking about. The one I told to you. I don't call his name. What the fuck, guy?
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I wanted to do that thing since actually, but I've been avoiding it and I've been avoiding it and I've been avoiding it until I actually understood deeply that this guy is my friend, right? And I want to see this guy succeed. And I know deep down that this thing that he's doing every day from Call of Duty to Beach Buggy to Green Arrow to Prison Break, just not necessarily doing anything. I knew that it's not going to get him that life, right? And so I just basically wanted him to sit up. So like I did it, right?
Mm.
Like people should, engage in conversations more like that. I mean, you need to start telling your friends things, right? Because personally, I rather prefer that my friend tells me that, okay, what you're wearing is not looking nice at all, and for me to go outside and everyone's staring. I mean, you might think that you're doing your friend a favor by not actually telling them the truth, but you know that the thing that you're doing them more harm than good,
Yeah.
right? Like you need to keep telling people the truth. You need to keep telling people the truth, no matter how awkward it make you feel. No matter how awkward it makes you feel, you need to tell, especially your friends. Like I think it's mostly in this friendship area. Like I'm also going to enter family, but like this friendship area is basically, I think, where it happens the most.
Mm.
Friends don't tell their friends the truth. Friends don't tell their friends, you sit up. Friends don't tell their friends, you do this. Friends don't tell their friends, you do that, right? And they think that they are just where you see this kind of thing most is in all this type of I don't want conflict type of people, right? I used to see them a lot. Like they want everybody to like them, right? They want everybody to like them. So when you tell them to tell one of their friends something, maybe like that person, because I've had this thing like firsthand. Maybe you and that person are not necessarily all that close, so you cannot approach the person and tell him. But like he has a friend, a close friend, and tell the friend, you why not tell your friend to do this? The person be like, me, I don't want wild, I don't.
Mm.
That kind of mentality, it kills you and it also kills the person. And then forget about the person safe. Even inside you, what that kind of thing now, what that kind of thing breeds inside you is basically it's going to like tame you. It's going to help you, right? Because you're now somebody that always embarks in all these hard conversations, right? And it's going to be helpful in your marriage. It's going to be helpful in your family. It's going to be helpful in your business, right? Like you're basically that kind of person that you can call your friend. Like let's say let's say you give your friend the job, right? And he's not performing, and like you like avoiding hard conversations, your business is going to die. Like your business is literally going to die. So you call him and tell him, yo, what's up? If he doesn't amend, fire him. That is how life should be. I mean, because if you try to protect something so small, you're going to end up destroying the bigger thing, right? Which is that relationship or that person's life or whatever. So you need to learn to engage in hard conversations over
Yeah.
and over and over again, because it not only builds you, but it also helps
No,
the other
no,
party.
as I say, society has tended us, the abnormal kind
Yeah,
of
they have no
conversations to have,
yeah,
and it is now so reoccurring in this current era that people, students, friends, family, they don't always try to have this kind of conversations,
yeah,
right? And like, I think it's wrong because this kind of conversation, what like you said, it helps us. It makes it easier for things to be said, things to be done,
yeah, yeah,
corrections to be made. And if you can't be corrected, right? If you can't be corrected, if I feel like correction obviously has to come from someone that sees a problem. And if
yeah,
you see a problem and you can't like approach the problem and try to solve the problem, for you to solve the problem, you have to approach the problem. And if you cannot approach the problem, then I don't know how you tend on solving that problem,
yeah, yeah,
right? So, like you said, if you have a friend and your friend is basically not doing well in your business is going to fail, right?
exactly.
Your business has a problem, and you know the problem, but you can't approach the problem
Yes.
because you feel like, oh, it's going to cause conflict between you and this guy,
Yes,
right?
exactly. Because it's one thing to spot a problem,
Problem, yeah.
it's another thing to actually work on it.
Yeah, and like I said, the only way to solve a problem is for you to approach the problem
Approach the
first hand.
problem, yeah.
So if you can't do that, if you cannot spike deep and meaningful conversations with your friend, a loved one, or something, then I don't know how you claim that person as a loved one or a friend, because a loved one or a friend is someone that
Yeah, you genuinely care
you
for.
genuinely care for, and when you genuinely care for somebody, I feel like you should always be able to correct that person if you see a problem. You should always be able to if you're able to spot a problem, you should also be able to try to solve those problems,
Yeah.
and you don't try to you know what I say,
Sugarcoat.
distance yourself from the problem.
Yeah.
That is just basically you distancing yourself from that friend, right? And if you genuinely care for that friend, you won't want to distance yourself from that friend. You understand?
Yeah.
So it is this kind of conversation we're supposed to be having, right? It's so deep and so meaningful. And I think one of the problems that like you said, one of the problems that goes on between people is that they, I don't know, they are scared,
Yeah.
right? They're scared of like losing that friend,
Mm.
right? Maybe sometimes I personally feel like sometimes they also like, would I see, they don't they see a problem, but they don't see it as a problem because it's their friend. Do you get
Yeah.
my point? Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
they see it's a
A
problem,
problem
but because it's their friend, then it's not a problem to them. So they feel like I can always like,
relates to this person.
no, I won't say relate to the person, but I can always like let this kind of thing go or let it slide,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. But to be fair, it's not always done like that. You know, you have certain things you can let it slide, but if this is a recurring issue, a recurring problem, and then you feel like you can always let it, I bet you the day you will snap, it is going to be as big as something, and it's going to really ruin that friendship, right?
Yeah.
It's just like you watering a seed of it's like a ticking time bomb. Basically, you watering a seed of envy and
Yeah.
animosity. Basically, telling yourself that it's not an issue, but it's actually an issue, right? You're just basically watering the seed of
Yeah.
animosity, seed of envy, seed
Yeah.
of hatred with that person you don't know genuinely, and then you start to see it will get from a point where I can let it slide too. Why is this guy always doing this thing too? I don't even like this guy, like that kind of thing, and then
Yeah, you not start thinking that you don't like the guy.
mm-hmm,
Like you like I don't like this guy. Like and
yeah,
then eventually you're not talking about cutting him off from your
continue
life.
for your life. Exactly. So these are the stages that doesn't go lead you because you feel to have like have this kind of discussions with that person.
Yeah, you feel to address those small
Small things,
things.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like it just basically lead to those problems that really you can't um at the end of the day solve. So yeah.
What do you think should be the anchor of like hard conversations? Like do you think it should be like hard having a hard personality? Like you are like, let's say you're like Mr. Wonderful, right? You are very blunt and you can tell somebody anything. Or do you think it should be like genuine love and care for the other person?
Well, I don't think being blunt or this doesn't necessarily mean you're not genuinely don't genuinely love and care for someone,
Yeah,
right?
like I know. I'm just like
Yeah.
like what should be the anchor? Like what should be the anchor of like sparking hard conversations with people, like engaging in hard conversations? Should it be like you don't care, you are always blunt, so you can always do it and you don't give a shit? Or should it be that okay, because I genuinely love this person? I'm not saying that you can't be both, but I'm saying like what should now be the anchor? Like where should this hard conversation, where should this stem from?
I don't think being strict and what's it called really solves any issue, but it depends on the person's personality at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But what I think like what I think is most right, do you understand, is you just genuinely being soft and caring. Like you just having like based on the tone, like that strict and everything is the tone, and then that soft and gentle is also the tone. So I
Yeah.
feel like the tone you should basically come with or you should approach with is that soft and gentle tone, because those soft and gentle tone, it doesn't, it shows that other person that you're not doing this from the idea of I hate you. You're doing it
Yeah.
from the idea of I love you
Yeah.
or I genuinely care, right? It's a soft and gentle tone.
Understand.
And when you're, I feel like when you're let's just say testing a girl, right? And you come off with this soft, gentle manly tone. She it's not the idea of what you say that actually amazes her, it's the idea of how you say
How
it
you said it exactly.
that amazes her. So it's not different from what's it called? What is it? A girl, right?
Yeah.
The same way, if a girl comes to the guy and is soft and gentle, and she wishes, it's not what she says to the guy that amazes, that basically makes the guy, feel for her. It is what she is, how she basically says it. So that's also basically human beings. So if you can do that when you are trying to tell somebody, you can also do that when you're trying to, correct, trying to have
Correct.
those kind of deep
Yeah.
conversations with
Yeah.
somebody. Come off soft and condescending. Like come off soft and
Condescending.
and gentle
Yeah.
basically, so that you can relate with that person well.
Mhm.
If you're coming up with that idea of strict, and I don't understand how you are is it, I don't understand how you come off strict and this when it is a um
No,
like
like the idea of like, let's say, being blunt and all, like, and tell anybody anything.
mm,
I mean, at the end of the day, you are telling the person the truth, right? You're basically giving the person correction.
Yeah.
But like the aim now is not just to give the person corrections. The aim is for the person to, actually take these corrections, right? And like you said, the best way is to come up with this soft and gentle tone, right?
Yeah.
Let's say if the person is also another hardened person, obsessed with getting better, and he knows that one of the best ways to get better is feedback from another person. Maybe the person might not necessarily care about your tone. He'll just, do what you said and correct what you were being rude about in him.
Let me ask you a question. When you throw a fire to a fire, what happens? It causes more fire, right?
More fire, yeah.
When you throw water to a fire, what happens? It softens the blow. When you throw water to water, nothing happens, right? It's not an issue. So just basically, that's how life is, right?
Yeah.
When you're coming off with a strict and rough tone, someone that's also strict and rough, there's high possibility that it is just going to continue.
Yeah, it's just going to like be an argument. Yeah.
Exactly. And then when you come up with a soft and gentle tone to a strict and hardened person, it's going to ease the tempo. It's going to ease the tempo. It's going to ease the scenario. It's going to ease that whole, like, how would I put it? Like, ease that person's heart. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And then if you go with soft and soft, it's like no issue. That's even it's even a better and more safer way.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So it's just basically life. And then if you claim that, okay, yes, the instances where it is a strict man and let's say for example like a coach and a basketball owner,
Yeah.
the coach is coming off with this harsh tone to his players, shouting at them,
Yeah.
and tries to bring out the best version of them. So because he genuinely loves them, right? But then he's coming up with that kind of tone. Now, if you look at that avenue, if you look at that whole context, it is not a friend. It's a teacher and what is it called? Students.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay, so what you're basically saying is that tone matters. Tone depends on the scenario.
Tone depends on the scenario, context, and everything. And so it is like you're looking at it as friend. So if you're a friend to someone, right? You have to relate in that tone. But if you're like coming off you can be in that, you can come with that tone, and you can also come with a soft tone. For example, I'll give you two examples of coaches, right? There is this coach, Vincent Kompany, right?
Yeah.
And then there is Enzo Maresca, that's Chelsea coach. Vincent Kompany is the coach of Bayern. And when he was at Burnley, he came up with this harsh, condescending, like this harsh, strict tone to his players. I think he does at Bayern too, strict tone to his players, right? Try to bring out the best version of them.
Yeah.
Because he genuinely loves this place and feels like they have the potential to be great. Do you understand? That is how he basically coaches his team. Then you have Enzo. Enzo Maresca is always going to try to build like a friendly connection with the players.
Okay.
Do you understand? But the two teams are doing very well. Like currently Chelsea is one of the best teams right now, like in the world. And Bayern is also one of the most feared teams in the world.
Okay, so it's not necessarily a thing of scenario.
Not necessarily, exactly. No, like I said, that harsh and condescending tone can come when it is not a friend. It can, but it depends on the person. Like I said, I said it also depends on the personality too of the person.
So I think mostly on the personality.
Yes, exactly. So if it is that case of that teacher and student, or like it is not really a friend kind of conversation, then you know that you can decide to use that kind of tone to bring out the best, and then also use that soft tone to also bring out the best. It depends on the person. That's why the personality mostly comes in when it is not this friend of a friend stuff like that. Then in terms of family, it is just basically similar to the teacher and the student. Do you understand? The parents can decide to come with that approach of harsh and strict, and also come with that and what is it called, approach of soft and gentle. And I think it depends, and I think that it can be split between the two, the mother and the father. Do you understand?
Okay.
I feel like that's
bad cop type shit.
Yeah, bad cop, good cop. Yeah. So it's like it is. At the end of the day, he has to have that balance, and he has to depend on the personality.
I think both of them are essential.
Yeah, they're very, very much essential. Like very much essential.
Let me use this scenario and ask you a question. Remember, like last 2 weeks we were doing practice for BP debates, So the person that was training us is in final year, right? So she genuinely likes us, like she genuinely likes us very well. At the end of the day, her corrections, she used to be damn strict. Personally, I don't even have a problem with it, me. But some people have had problems with it, and they'll say things like, can you come up a little bit softer? And I'll just say no. Like, I'll just say no. Why is she coming off a little bit softer? It's not better that she shout at us here and everything than for us to go in there and basically disgrace ourselves, right? Now, people like that find it, that we're saying things like, can you come off a little bit softer? There are people that find it hard to take criticisms, right? Now, what are you going to tell somebody? Let's say I genuinely care for a friend, right? And I gather the courage. Let's say I'm done listening to this podcast and I'm like, okay, I gather the courage and I want to go and actually tell a genuine friend of mine one thing I think about the person that is not good, that the person needs to fix. What if the person cannot take criticisms, no matter your tone? Like the person is just a narcissist or something like that. I've forgotten what they call them.
Yeah,
Like,
self-love person.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like the
Like me.
person can't just take. Okay, like you.
No, I'm someone that can take criticism. I'm also a narcissist. I believe that, like myself. I believe that. Let's just continue with what I was saying.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, so the person cannot just take criticisms, right? So like, what are you going to? What does this person do in this scenario? Are you going to forget about the friend? Are you going to be with the friend with the problem? Are you going to like what does the person do?
before we answer that question, I just want to address an issue. Like, address that narcissism and then idea of taking criticism. The idea of narcissism, genuinely, is someone that cannot really take criticism. He self glorifies himself,
Yeah, yeah,
right? He just believes that he's like one of the best, and his self love is above the roof. Do you
yeah,
understand?
yeah.
That's a narcissist. And then these guys don't know how to take criticisms. But I believe that I'm a narcissist and also know how to take criticisms. Like, it's now left for you to now choose whether or not I'm actually a narcissist or not. But I do believe that I'm a narcissist because I do myself love for my love for myself is above the roof, right? But then criticizing, yeah, I do know how to take criticisms very much, and then it is it. So now addressing that issue of that person, not knowing how to take criticism, I feel like one thing that is like very very what I say, like, I don't know really honest. It's just left for the person, right, to know it is a normality of life to be criticized, and it is your job as a friend to basically bring you to that idea that it's a normality,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
No, I'm not even telling you that you should just always shout at the person, but like there are different ways to also come out and tell that person that it is it. But then the friend has to just basically know it is a normality, right? And if that friend is not ready to take up that truth,
Yeah, that's
right, then I'm not saying you should leave him or desert him or something like that. I'm just saying that it's just at the end of the day, those kind of persons don't genuinely deserve
your
to be
friendship.
to be called your friend, because if they cannot see the true meaning of a friend,
Yeah.
right, they're not seeing the truth in what their friend is saying. Basically, how genuinely do they see you as a genuinely do you think that they actually see you as a friend? Exactly. So those kind of people that don't know how to take criticism from their own friend, I don't understand how they want to continue living life. And that friend has tried his best to make you feel like, show them that criticism is a normality, and these are the things you do that are not right. So basically, try to make them take these corrections. And if they fail to take these corrections on several occasions, it's left for you to now question yourself. Yes, he's a good friend, but is this person, am I gaining and is he gaining value from me?
Yeah.
Like, I believe in friendship. Friendship is not just something that you should just tag put a tag on and say it's just a friend because maybe you guys watch the same anime or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's something that you should see and look at. Am I gaining value from this person? Is this person gaining value from me? Like, in the Bible says, iron sharpens iron, so does man sharpen man, right?
Yeah.
And the idea of that thing is I scratch your back, you scratch my back. That is how relating with people should be, right? I gain value from you.
You gain value.
You gain value from me. It is a mutual coming together. You're gaining from me, I'm gaining from you. And if he's not gaining from you in any certain way, he's not gaining from you in any way, he's not learning from you, he's not looking forward to growth. Do you understand? He's not seeing a reason to grow from you, and you're not also seeing a reason to grow from him. Why do you still self prioritize that person, or why do you prioritize that person over other? I mean, like, there are genuinely other people that would deserve your friendship. If you are pulling the weight and he's not pulling the weight, why 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 what I say, and why put yourself in that scenario, like having to, you know, do the whole work, and your friend is just there, like he's not telling you, he's not doing anything. Like, I'll give you an example.
Like what you're basically saying is cut him off. Like he doesn't deserve your friendship.
He doesn't deserve that friendship, basically.
That's exactly what I had in mind. I mean, I was looking for a way to kind of like sugarcoat it, but like I said, I can't tell anybody what to do, but I'll just tell you what I will do. Right? Me,
So like I'll give you an example of a friend, right?
Yeah.
And then this friend of mine, she the person, right, would not want me to say this thing on air, but I'm not going to call names.
Yeah.
But the person has a friend, or had a friend, which would they, or whoever it is, genuinely loved, right? And then the person genuinely loved, that's my friend, genuinely loved this person as a friend. You understand? But this person was that friend until like recent, or like, let's just say if you go to someone where things went south, right? The friend started disrespecting their friendship, right? You know, you felt like she was pulling the weight and the friend wasn't. I'll give you an instance. A time came where they went out together as a family, this thing, and then it was like she was denouncing their friendship in front of everybody. Right? This was someone that they genuinely loved, like they genuinely cared for each other all on to that point. And then it was like she was like always asking this friend, how far did I do anything wrong? Trying to talk about those deep things. But the friend was always leaving it as something very like, no, you didn't do anything wrong, you didn't do anything wrong. Not giving her an answer to, maybe why she's behaving in a certain way. Do you understand? So this friend was basically trying to, get to the root of it. But yet it was like they were just back and forth of, do I do anything wrong? Then no. But then the next minute it is just the same disrespect. And then it was getting so alarming that it got to the point where it did when another friend or that friend came to her house. And no, it's not like my friend now, like the friend that disrespects her now.
Yeah.
A friend of hers came to her house, and then she told my friend is friend A.
Friend A, okay.
That's A. Then her friend is friend B, the person that disrespects friend A.
Then friend C.
Then friend C is friend of friend B.
Okay.
So now friend C came to friend B's house. That's my friend A's friend. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And then friend B tells friend A that she should, her friend is coming. So like
you bounce.
Like, exactly. Basically.
The fuck?
Do you understand? Like disrespect her so much. And they didn't know what this my friend did. She went and like, called her mom and told her mom that, she didn't want to stay over. So her mom traveled, and that's why she was in that girl's house. So she wasn't like, none like she just came to visit. So her mom traveled, right? And so she had to go and stay. That's how close these guys were before. So she called, and so her mom had to come back from where she was to pick out. Like, that's basically the idea. Do you understand? And it was like she was pulling the weight, trying to get to the root of every issue, like try to sort out things, even while this two were going on. But like it was happening, and then she couldn't take it anymore. The friend of mine, had to, just say no. But then even at that, even after that, like this friend just kept on disrespecting all around. Like she just kept on she just every single chance she had was to disrespect. She just disrespected her. Like it was they were all up until that point. This her friend used to always follow her to school whenever she wanted to drop her off of school. They would follow each other to school. But then that period, that friend decided not to. It was her brothers and cousins that followed my friend to school. So it was like they will say that this friendship is not Like it was that the telling was, oh, I don't want to be your friend anymore, basically. So she was like, okay, no, good, that's fine. Even at that, you see some of my friend, trying to make sure, okay, but cool, right? Christmas, she says hi, she wishes her happy Christmas or like, yeah, stuff like
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
and then she tries, then okay, no, that was New Year's Eve. She wishes her happy, Christmas and everything, and
yeah.
so she was like, okay, she sent a message, and then the girl responded with a heart or something like that. I don't know. And then the next day, she was expecting like maybe a return message or something from that friend. Nothing, right? All of the, all up until to this day, like that friend has not replied her, right? Do you understand? So it's just something that you see the disrespect, right? The value was being gained. The value that was being gained was it was that she was the plan first friend B was gaining love from
Like
this
you're
girl,
not
affection,
proportionate at all.
but plan B was friend B wasn't reciprocating that love,
Yeah,
right? It was just disrespect all over and all over again.
yeah.
So why would I genuinely want to just continue that kind of friendship with that kind of person, intoxicating myself and my own life,
Look,
sacrificing my own self for your own future? Like, do you get my point?
I get your point. Like I don't like basically enter your friend's life, but like I have so many things now. Like number one is her love for that her friend was greater than her friend's disrespect for her.
Mm,
Right? Like when like you're not supposed to make love a priority in a relationship. It's respect.
mm,
Right? So that the moment disrespect enters, you can easily withdraw. Now, in as much as you're going to tell that your friend to withdraw, remember that she loves that her friend, right? She loves her. So withdrawal is not just a thing of she's disrespecting me or this or that. Withdrawal is also going to pain her, right?
mm,
But like when you put respect at the topmost, like I said, her love for her is greater than her disrespect for her. Like her love for her can easily swallow her disrespect for her. That's why she can overlook the constant disrespect. Why? Because she loves her.
mm,
Relationships is not based on love. It's based on respect, right? So that withdrawing, like in as much as love should be there, but love should not overshadow respect. So that withdrawing now will not like necessarily shoot you in the eye. I mean, you can easily. The thing about withdrawal also pains the person that is doing the withdrawal.
yeah.
Right? It's also going to, even as much as you tell her to withdraw and all that, it's also going to pain her, right? Because she loves this friend. She let love overshadow respect, right? If I was the one, like, since when I'm basically seeing this thing and I try to clear the air and you don't clear the air, right? I'll basically see it as disrespect. That instant that I approach you and say, you, what's up? Anything. And you're like, no, nothing. And then the next second you're disrespecting me, I'll withdraw. Why? Because I've tried to clear the air, but you are still, so like it's not a thing of, in every relationship, it is respect over love. It is respect over love. It's respect over love. And also another thing is that, as we were saying, I was just thinking back to my secondary school where me and this close guy were very close until one day we just stopped talking. It sounds funny, but now that I'm thinking about it, now that I understand the power of small, small things, right, that basically compound over time, I was not thinking in my head, was there something I was doing that has been compounding? Who knows? But I think two of us stopped talking SS1 second time and we didn't talk again. We didn't get back together until like I think SS2 first time or second time. But like we didn't, like, throughout from first time, I think the first day in the school, two of us just two confused guys. This is our first time boarding school and all that. So like we just basically had each other. So it's been us since that day. The guy's name is
Yes.
Franklin. It has been us since that day. All of a sudden we just stopped talking. Right? The guy like stopped talking to me, like, not I stopped talking to him, he stopped talking to me, and I saw it, right? And then I basically thought that this guy has attitude and all these things and all that thing. But now that I'm thinking about it, I now ask myself, like, maybe there was something I was doing that was compounding. Maybe it was very small and unnoticeable. Maybe that even up to now, I can't even notice and label it. Today, the guy is my friend, he's my good guy. We still talk. But like I'm not thinking back on that time. Maybe in that your friends, maybe in that your friends this thing, maybe there was something small that was compounding. Because in as much as people are naturally, should I say, crazy, right? I don't think that like you can just like leave a friend just like that, no matter how crazy it might be.
Initially, what she told me was that she felt like Yeah, like you said, the self love, the love and the respect part. She felt like the friend probably felt that because till this day the friend what's it called likes her post. Every single post this girl is posting, this friend liking her, but the friend has not been able to say like you know, send a message to her, like send a message to her.
Yeah.
And she said she's never going to chat her until she chats her. Like it's not like it's ego or anything though. It's just like I'm not going to chat you up until you chat me up. But this friend of hers is always liking every single
Every single
post,
post of us.
of hers. Like it's not like she's hiding it or anything. She's always liking the post. This girl, my friend, is always posting. So it is like this friend genuinely still sees what's it called her like a post, and she genuinely
Yeah.
likes this, basically genuinely likes what's it called, likes this person as a friend, but she cannot you know send message, or she cannot what's it called say something, because she feels like the shame that she basically felt after what she did to her is overshadowing her, and she's not been able to gather the mind to see something. So the idea is that my friend thinks that it was like a test. It was like I think the girl felt like regardless of whatever she does to her, she's still going to genuinely like always be there as a friend. You understand?
Yeah.
So that was like the whole idea my friend was trying to make out of it. And then she says like it was just disrespect all over and all over again. That how can you expect that you disrespect me and I just always wanted to be there? I will just always be there with you.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
understand? So and looking at it, it also seems that way, because you can't tell me that all of a sudden like you're friends for for a long time, maybe for as long as you guys are known each
Exactly.
other, and then
And then just one day.
you just start disrespecting this
Exactly.
friend, and then I think it's just you feel like this friend will just be there regardless of whatever you do to them. Do you know?
Yeah.
And I think that is the wrong ideology to have. The wrong idea to have with that friend. It just shows that you never actually respected that friend
Yeah. I mean,
to
because if you
begin
think
with.
about it, maybe, just maybe there were some things that, you know, that happened, right?
Mm,
Maybe no matter how small, no matter how big, but both of them sometimes they knew that okay, something happened, but like let's say they never addressed it. And somehow they just came back together.
mm,
I know, that thing is not good. I used to see it as a, but because boys can particularly do it very well,
mm,
right? Boys, you are so good at, you and somebody have an argument and you don't address it, but you're getting back together. You might think that boys, we don't sweat and all that, but like in the long game, it's not good because like I said, these things compound. Before you know it, you and this guy are no longer talking, and it didn't happen because, bro, I believe that human beings are can be mad, can be crazy, can be whatever, but like I also believe in logic, and I believe that it is very very illogical for like I'm not saying that you have been like kind of hiding that this person is your friend. Like this person is genuinely your friend, and all of a sudden you stop talking to him, bro. Something happened. Something happened.
mm.
And maybe it was not in that moment. Maybe it was a month ago or a week ago. I don't know. But like it was compounding. And then the result now started showing. And it showed in a way that was not so good. Right? That is why anytime me and somebody argue, right? It's not necessary. Coming back is not the problem. Me and my brothers argue all the time. Because now that I'm even thinking about it, say, me and my brother, we never really addressed any problem after we argued. Like we are just so good at coming back. Like we never really addressed any problem after we argued. I mean, was not like we're distant, but like now that I'm even thinking about it, it's not so good. Right? It's not so good. I keep saying, boys they have this thing of basically getting back together no matter the matter. But like
I feel like I know that I'm a kind of person that um I love having deep conversations with people, right? When I'm not with
yeah,
my friend or somewhere I just met or something like that. But never like in the instance of a friend, I'm never like the person to spite those kind of conversations.
yeah,
I'm never the person that to spite that kind of conversation. I'm the kind of person that would love to have these conversations,
but you won't want to fight.
but I won't start it. Right?
Yeah,
I feel like whatever happens between us, I can just would I say, I can let it go. I will let it. I will basically analyze it in my head and see my wrongs and see your wrongs. Do you understand?
yeah,
But then what I will do is maybe I'll apologize and I'll be like, it's fine. It happened and everything is good. Do you understand? But I might not go deep unless maybe you want to go deep, unless you want to, start to have that conversation with them. I will
yeah,
just basically come and tell you, oh, no issue now. After no hard feelings, nothing.
yeah,
That's basically who I am. But then I feel like you said, it is good to have that kind of friend that you know would spike the conversation, right? The person that would start that conversation, the person that would spearhead, because not everybody. I feel like in this life there are people that are built to continue. There are people that are built to start,
Yeah.
right? The people that are built to start are different from people that are built to continue. And it is always good to have a mix of both in a friendship, right? You have that person that starts, you have the person that always continues, right? You might not necessarily be the person to finish that move, but you be the person to start that move.
That's it.
Yeah, it's like a football match. When you have a football match, you have a football match, and then you have the assistant, the person that assists the goal. It's the person that actually creates, that started the move, right? But then the person that finishes up is the person that scores the goals.
Yeah.
So if that kind of connection is, that kind of connection that you have with your friend, it is always a good one, because you have that person that spites the conversation, you have the person that continues that conversation. It builds that connectivity between the both of you, and then it helps you feed off the your strengths and stuff like that. So those are the kind of things that I feel like you should be having in a friend. You guys feed off your own strengths and help balance out your weaknesses.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, I want to ask a question. Do you think that there are criteria before you spark a convo with a person? Like, do you think that let's say friendship can be measured on a bar, right? Do you think that there's a particular percentage of friendship you and that person should have gotten to before you can spike the conversation? Or do you think it can be like you met somebody for the first time, you saw something in him that is not wrong? Like, do you think that then you're allowed to do you think that it does not apply to any type of this thing, that you just have to do it irrespective of no matter how close?
I personally, like I said, I can what's it called? I have had deep conversations with people that I don't even like when if like I've not known them for years. I can know you for one day and I can see myself having
A deep
a deep conversation with you.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So like it has happened before, and then it's not. I'm not going to tell you that is the criteria to having a friend for 6 years or having a friend for 6 months or knowing someone for for a long period of time before you can now start having this kind of conversation with that person. No, you can always have those deep conversations, those deep personal conversations with that person. Trying to know the person's personality.
Yeah.
Because the thing about love, the thing about like going into a relationship with somebody, let's say courtship and the idea of that, you can know the person for just 3 days and you can decide to want to marry that person. It is not genuine long time to give somebody, right?
Yeah.
But then it is now left for me to now it's not left for you to guys have the right mindset. Do you understand? But that was different. That's a totally different. You can have a conversation with the person for just 3 days and you know the ins and out of that person.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah, but like when I was asking the question, I was talking about like on the basis of correcting a fault. Like correcting a fault. Like, do you think, because I mean I do it all the time, right? I can see you for the first time and I can tell you, like, it's not like I have an eye for bad things, but like there are just some people you see, you're like, what the fuck, like what the fuck, it happens, right? Now, do you think that in scenarios like this, you're allowed to approach these people and tell them, even irrespective of whether you know them or not, you're allowed to approach them and tell them or
Yeah,
you have to wait till your friends and
you
all
can
that?
start a conversation there and there, just trying to basically tell that person that thing is.
Yeah.
You might never actually know. You might just be saving your life doing that, right? Because people are always. So I feel like people are just always waiting for someone to come and switch on that button, and
it's like they always knew it.
yeah, exactly. Someone just waiting for someone to come and say something about it, and like you can always have that conversation with someone that you basically just met today, and you cited an issue or a problem that you felt like, oh, this person needs to address. You can always have those kind of conversations with those kind of persons on the first day, and there's no criteria to knowing that person for you know days or weeks or months or years before you can start having that kind of conversation with that person. No.
Yeah. There's something I want to talk about. I don't know if it's so related to this topic, but like it's a thing of, yeah, it's very related, right? It's a thing of like when somebody tells you something that you used to do, that you do all the time, like you're going to be like it's a lie, right? You're going to be like, it's not fucking true, it's a lie. It's you're going to say so many absurd things. But like I don't know if you might remember, but I remember the day you told me that I have superiority complex. I remember that day very well. Maybe you might not remember. Maybe in as much as I fought it when you said it, like I have to go and like analyze myself, because I know that like like people don't just say things, especially when somebody that is basically living with you. Like people don't just say things, right? So when somebody tells you something about you, at first it's going to sound like such a big lie, right? Then I remember that day I was asking ChatGPT, like I knew what superiority complex is, right? But I was asking ChatGPT like what is superiority complex, right? Right. Then like I now asked it like in a scenario of two friends, how do you measure that one has superiority complex? And I saw that like and I saw that I do have superiority complex.
Mm.
And from that day I've basically been like trying my best to work on it. So like when somebody tells you something that you do, it's going to sound like a very big absurd lie. But if you just give it a chance, you see that that person was 100% on point. That's why I don't fight things that people tell me, right? Like because these days people are kind of like always scared. People are kind of like always weak, right? Before you see the kind of person that will come up to you and tell you something about you, it's rare. And when it happens once in a while, don't like try to fight it, bro.
Mm.
Don't try to fight it. Even if it is in your friend, maybe your friend has seen like 1,000 things that are basically wrong with you, but like he's not always good at approaching, but like he just approaches you once, right? Give it a chance. Like actually give it a chance. It's a chance to improve yourself. It's a chance to get better. It's a chance to because when I actually looked deeper into myself, I saw that guy, I do have this superiority complex of a thing, right? And I was kind of like working on it. Maybe now I'm not all clear and perfect, but like I believe that I've been working on things since. So like when somebody tells you something about you, don't argue it. Don't fight it.
I remember when you told me about, you said I argue too much, and you said I argue too much, right?
Yeah.
Do you know that even if I said I did not argue too much now, I knew that I argued too much, because in secondary school I won most argumented. Do you know what that means?
Best
The person argues the most. I won it. Like the thing is, I knew that I argued too much.
Yeah.
Even my friend that I spoke to yesterday, she was someone that had it full force. Like I argued a lot with this person, right? Like I've argued a lot with one of my friends. Well, it's just a few of them that I actually argued with. I feel like I can count the times I argued with one of my best friends. That's what's it called, right? And I feel like if I do argue with you, it's just basically because I feel like there's something that you know that I don't know. Maybe I can get to know from you, and I feel like there's something that I know that you don't know that you can also try to get from me.
Yeah.
And then most of the time when I argue, some people just feel like I don't know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
And then they just feel like it's not what's arguing with me. And I go back to myself and like check, and I'm like, but this is actually true. Like, what I'm saying is actually true. What she's saying is actually true. Is that case? I always want to argue to get. Is how I gain my knowledge. Is how I gain knowledge of what you know and what I don't know, and then I also how I gain knowledge of what, or how you basically should gain knowledge. But when it is now like you now telling me that it's not what I'm saying is not true. But if I go back and check that what I'm saying is true, then it is now like what's the point? What like can't you see that you can gain value from it? It's not about just thinking that you are the only smart one here, and this person is the only dumb one here. I'm not going to tell you that you don't know what you're saying. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm just going to tell you that this is what I know, right? And you're going to tell me what this is what you know, maybe in the form of argument. But it doesn't necessarily mean that we cannot learn in that moment what that person is saying.
No matter how heated it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So that's the kind of person that I try to be, right? Maybe it's an argument that is back to my personality, and maybe I do need to work on or reduce. Not necessarily need to eradicate, but try to work on and reduce. Then that's just it. And then and then there's another one again. Also one more trick that you said, which is I'm kind of controlling and condescending.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That I try to control the movement of people. Maybe it's because I think I know it all.
Yeah.
That was what you said, yes.
Yeah.
And then
I think when I this culinary
so it's not like as if I don't know it all, right? It's not like as if I know it all, right?
Yeah.
I do think I know it all, but I do also tell myself that there are actually things that you don't know.
Yeah.
Right? I do tell myself that there are things that you don't know. That is why you argue,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That is why you argue. So it's just that sometimes when I feel like it's when I tell people that this is what you should do, this is what you should do, I should not come off it as this is what you should do. I'll just tell them that I should make it as a suggestion.
Exactly.
So that I don't come off that condescending or
that
that
content,
controlling, and do you understand? I don't
Yeah.
come off with that vibe that he's such an ITK or something like that.
yeah.
Exactly. So these are the two things that I know that
Yeah, you
guys
know,
work
the
on.
thing of actually pointing out some people's kind of criticism, right?
Mm.
I didn't even notice until you were talking, but like sometimes they are not like let's say except from smoking and drinking and partying and all those things, right? Let's talk about the ones we talk about here. For example, superiority complex, coming off as controlling and condescending, and all those things. I mean, I think that these ones they're not bad.
Mm.
They're not bad. It's now like they're not like they should be like something like weapons in your arsenal, and you should always know when to pull them out. Exactly like that. That is just it. They're not things that you should kill. They are weapons. I mean, because think about it, being controlling and condescending, it's not a bad thing. Right? It depends on the scenario. If you're spearheading a team, right?
Mm.
You need to come off as controlling and condescending. That's just the truth. Right? But like when you're talking to a friend, you don't need to come off as controlling and condescending. Right? Even me that I say I have superiority complex, like when talking to when associating with my peers, I don't need to pull out that sword. Right? But like maybe if I'm in a room with kind of like I don't know big people and all this thing, I mean you have to kind of so like it's just basically weapons that you should always know when to pull them out, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like what you said is right, and then people should we should all learn
Yeah.
from this truth. And if you feel like you have this attributes, you feel like you have these traits that you feel like your friend has complained about, right? Like we said, if you feel like your friend has complained about, I'm not even saying that your friend, like if you feel like there's a friend of yours that has this trait, and you feel like you feel like or you thought that you could just always you know overlook it. I'm telling you that like today, just meet that friend and tell that friend, like have this kind of conversation that you feel like you don't need to have those conversations with that person. Gather the mind to do so, because like we said, it's just a compounding effect that
Exactly.
will lead to an outpost like you never expected, right? You never
Yeah.
expected. So just have those kind of conversations with people, right? Have those conversations with your friends, and try your best. Try your best to always come off with the right tone, right?
Exactly.
Analyze the situation, analyze the scenario, and then come off with the best possible tone. Try to be soft and gentle as possible. Try to show that you do genuinely care for that person, right? And then again, if you have any traits, look inwards. If you have any traits, like we said, look inwards to yourself and analyze how you basically make use of those traits. Do you use it as a weapon in certain what's it called areas, or in the right areas, or do you just make use of it as you feel like? And then if you do so, I feel like it is going to cost you that friendship and that relationship. So analyze yourself, right?
Yeah.
Analyze yourself, and try to always self-evaluate yourself, and try to always also have those conversations with your friends,
Yeah.
your family, your loved one, whoever it is. Even to be anybody that you feel like has an issue that you've cited, you know. So yeah, that's all we have to tell you today. And then I wish you love this topic. This topic was for me. It was at first we didn't even understand what was going to happen throughout this what is called this podcast. But like we just said, we'll just see how the conversation goes from there.
Yeah.
And eventually it went to also well. I wish you learned, and I pray that you did learn a lot of things from here, and that you can basically genuinely make use of in your life. So yeah, peace.